Hey y'all, I'm Deidra, and this is Now That's What I Call Black Love. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a book report, and this is going to be a two-parter. Part one is going to be Black Love and the Big Five, and part two is going to be about Arabesque, Defina Books, Kensington, BET Books, and publishers like those that are sort of around, they're still around, what's going on with them. Today we're going to talk about what's going on with Black Love and the Big Five, and I am going to kind of tell you how I went about looking this up, what I was looking for, and what I was thinking when I was reading about this stuff. So I approached this search with Google in just a very low level way, and I'm what I mean by that is that I didn't do an exceptional amount of digging. I just wanted to see what these different publishing houses were presenting to the average person who came to their website. I went to a website called book-editing.com. And I went there because first I wanted to identify who are the Big Five. What is the Big Five? So let me tell you each of the Big Five publishing houses, and then we'll go down to each one and talk about what each one are doing in the Black Love and Black Romance area and genre. The biggest of the Big Five is Penguin Random House. Number 2 is Hachette Livre. Number 3 is HarperCollins. Number 4 is Macmillan. Number 5 is Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. So I went to each one of the Big Five's websites, and I just was looking for a couple things. I was looking for brown faces, black and brown faces on the front page. I was looking for romance, specifically in their genre breakdown on their different websites. And then I also went to their author pages, however they had them displayed on the various websites, and just looked at what I could see and just observed how they displayed their authors on each one of those different publishing housing websites. So in the interest of not ending this video on a sour note, I'm gonna start at number 5. In order of which I researched these, I started with Penguin first. So by the time I got to number 5, I was just kind of like seeing some patterns, and I was kind of tired, to be honest, because I wasn't seeing not nearly enough, or what I thought I would see when I went looking for some stuff. So for Houghton Mifflin Harcourt, which is hmhbooks.com, like I said, this was the last one I researched, and so my eyes were tired. But when I went to look for, I went through their authors, this was one of 2 of the publishing houses who didn't have any pictures for their authors. They just had list upon list upon lists of names, which, you know, if you know who and what you're looking for, I guess that's fine. But sometimes as an average person, if they just see lists of names, I'm not sure how much further they would go besides looking for it, just kind of endlessly scrolling through the list, you know what I'm saying? And so I just simply at this point refuse to click on each one of the alphabets, because I went to A and saw that there was no pictures, and then I scrolled down to the bottom as I was scanning the names, and I saw that there were 100 A's alone, and I was like, nope, I'm not scrolling through all of this. They didn't have pictures for the titles of the books or the covers of the books, and they didn't have pictures for authors. And I was just like, HMH, what are y'all doing? Also, romance is not even an option. It's not an option to look up as far as the genre when you go to their books that they've published. And then hmhbooks.com did have several imprints under there, but when you went to their website, you could select all the publishers that they have, or you could go to each one. And so I was searching for all, and romance was not an option. So the authors of note under Houghton Mifflin Harcourt was Kwame Alexander, and his picture is there on the very first page, on the landing page for the website. So just something of note there. So number 4 is Macmillan, and some notable imprints or sub publishers under Macmillan are Farrar Straus and Picardo, Thomas Dune, and Tor Books. Using the mobile app just to see what it looked like at first, but the desktop or the browser website it looks exactly the same, just bigger. Some things that I should mention about this website, and this is Macmillan that we're talking about, is their website is us.macmillan.com. On Macmillan's website, I didn't see any new releases for black romance at all. If I did go through the I went through the romance. I went through the new releases page, and then I went through the romance genre section on their website, and I didn't see a black or brown face till I got to page 5 of that section. There are no pictures on this website either, but some authors of note are Stacey Abrams, but it's her political book, so it's not Selena Montgomery, it's Stacey Abrams. Elizabeth Acevedo is another author of note. The O Magazine, or Oprah's Magazine, is one that Macmillan publishes. And then even though Carmen Maria Machado is not a black author, I think I was struggling to recognize any black or brown names on their website at all, and so I just wrote her name down as an author of note. And just for the record, Carmen Maria Machado does not write romance either, but I was trying to see what I could see on these websites and trying to report to you guys what I actually saw. But for this website, this was the first one I got to, and now remember, we're on number 4, and I am telling you about this in the opposite order of which I did my research. So this is the first website that I got to that didn't have any pictures for the authors, unless you clicked on their names, and then they had a picture of the author, whatever, if they provided one, and a couple pictures of the covers of the books they've written. So that's Macmillan. Macmillan was established in 1843, and it merged into what we know of it now in 2015. Number 3 is HarperCollins. So HarperCollins is Harper, Harper, Collins.com. It was founded in 1989. I'm gonna double check that number. I wrote that down, but I'm gonna double check that number. So 1989 is supposedly when HarperCollins was. I didn't bring my phone up here. It is one, I was really excited to research and just see what they're doing, because a couple of the books that I have hauled recently, either on this channel or my personal channel, Shade Tree Reads, I have noticed that they're either under the Harlequin, or it does say HarperCollins on the copyright page. So I was excited to look this one up. And so I got to page 3 before there were any POC covers. This one was laid out very nicely, and it was very visually appealing. It had pictures, like I said, for both the authors and the covers of the books, and some specifically romance authors of note that are under HarperCollins are Beverly Jenkins, Talia Hibbert, Selena Gomez, Selena Montgomery, who is Stacey Abrams, and that's her pen name that she uses for her romance books, and Alyssa Cole. I wrote myself a little side note here, which I just think is crazy, or kind of like silly, that they have the long way to a small angry planet on the romance page. And I'm like, why? Anyways, other authors of note, but not black authors, are Julia Quinn, Olivia Waite, Ilona Andrews, Tessa Bailey, Jennifer Armentrout, and Janine Frost. And I just do want to note that between all those authors that I named, it took me to page 3 on the romance page before I saw a black or brown face. I will note, because I remember this sticking out in my head, that there were several of Julia Quinn's books, like multiples of her books, on the first page, and probably also the second page. And so I just thought it was kind of, you have Beverly Jenkins and Alyssa Cole and Talia Hibbert, for that matter, and instead of putting one of theirs on any of the first pages, you put multiple of Julia Quinn. Like, I've never read a Julia Quinn book. This is not Julia Quinn slander. I'm just reporting to you what I saw. So number 2 is Hatchet Livre. I can't pronounce it, honey. I have such a hard time with English as far as words that start with an R and a W. Please just bear with me. So it was founded in 1826. It merged into what we know it is today in 1992. And it is a French publisher, if you couldn't tell by the name. So I'm going to put the website of where I got this information. When you go to it, it is in French, and you have to select English, which is I didn't know that this was part of the Big Five, and I also didn't realize that it wasn't an American company until I started researching it. So they have published, some of the imprints under their names are Grand Central Publishing, Little Brown and Company, and Mulholland Books. Then they published books like Catcher in the Rye and the Twilight series. And that's really all I could ascertain from visiting their website. Like I said, I will put the name of it on the screen and in the description box. So if you would like to see if you can get more information from it, you'll have that available to you. The biggest of the Big Five is Penguin Random House. Now, they had so many notable black authors, not only just black authors, but so many of the names that I recognize and that are big in the genre are under Penguin Random House. One thing I want to say about them is they bought Simon and Schuster in 2020, November 2020, and we didn't hear a whole lot about it other than that happened, and we do not know what's going to come of it still today in March 2021, because they haven't announced anything, and I couldn't find any information about what they plan to do with Simon Schuster, if anything, on their website. So we'll have to wait and see about that. The notable Black authors under Penguin Random House are Toni Morrison, Heather McGhee, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, 50 Cent, and Jacqueline Woodson, Vivek Oji, Marlon James, and Zadie Smith. And notable Black love and Black romance authors are Kwana Jackson, Eric Jerome Dickey, Jasmine Guillory, Terry McMillan, and I think those are the only ones that I wrote down. So then new releases that they had on the in that section, which it had several pages, I think, but I think I went through all of the pages for the new releases and wrote down the ones that had Black people on the cover or by Black authors, and I came up with The Business of Lovers, that I think it just came out earlier this week or last week, and that is by Eric Jerome Dickey. And Ties That Tether, that has been out for a little while now, and that is by Jane Ikoru. I'll put the cover on the screen because I am terrible with pronunciations. Imprints under Penguin Random House already are Howard Books, Scribner, and Touchstone. And honestly, what I'm taking away from the research that I've done here is that there is a billion-dollar industry that it seems like is just not getting much love, and I would like to know why. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, and it's disappointing, and I can understand why there are so many indie authors that are flourishing right now, especially, and just because it doesn't seem like publishing feels like big publishing, traditional publishing, just it's not filling their stories for whatever reason. So with that said, part 2 is going to be about traditional publishing houses like Defina, BET Books, Arabesque, Kensington, and I am missing one. It's going to be about that, and either what happened to them or what they're doing now. And we're going to see if we can walk away from that research feeling a little bit better about the state of Black romance and Black love today. We'll have our live show on the 13th of this month, which falls on a Saturday. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you stuck with me. Leave a pink or a red heart if you did. We'll see y'all next time.